there's any time of the year when job search fatigue swoops in and derails your job hunting game, this may be it. The holidays are done and dusted, and even the COVID drama is ebbing off in many parts of the world, including Australia and New Zealand. And with that, the reality of your job search situation is again in full swing, in full mode. And with that, you're also potentially suffering from job hunter fatigue. My name is Uli Schild, and in this episode, I'll show you the Mr CareerTick recipe to rebound from job hunter fatigue. The first thing you need to do is to identify the problem. Job search fatigue is typically a mixture of physical and emotional exhaustion. When you become fatigued, your body and your mind are sending you signals, and that's when job search fatigue sets in.
Take some time out, sit down and reflect to where the fatigue comes from. Maybe look for signs like, are you losing steam and motivation because you aren't really that excited about the jobs that you're applying to? That could be one of them. Or maybe you're physically tired because you have to search for a job after the day in the office or at home, or maybe even both. And another one could be you're totally discouraged because you haven't heard back on your applications at all. Whatever it is, what you really need to do is you need to sit down and isolate the cause so you can actually start to think about strategies that help you to push forward.
Take a breath and find a way to hunt smarter. Most job hunters tend to increase their application output when things don't work out for them. They also tend to run faster, harder, and apply more frenetically. They apply for more positions. Usually the concept is copy, paste, send, sounds like me, looks like me. And they also often stay up later and surf the job boards and more.
It's usually incredibly counterproductive, and for many people also demoralizing if you still get nowhere fast, especially when you're job searching for a longer time. It's always better to slow down so you can actually speed up at a later stage. Take a breather. And seriously, guys, I mean this. No one's going to die if you take a few days off. If you're struggling even with this concept, maybe consider to invest some of your money in a job search coach who can pinpoint you to what's wrong.
Just ask for answers. Job hunting sucks. We all know that. I say that in all my episodes. We all know that it's filled with highs and lows. It's absolutely normal to feel tired or maybe even stressed.
Identify situations or people that trigger your frustrations so you can learn and create, I call them emotional buffers that'll help you to cope better. For example, you may be constantly getting stressed out when you don't hear back right away after an interview. It shouldn't stress you out, but for most people that's actually the case. Don't get derailed by your worries. Deal with the uncertainty in a productive way. Ask your interviewer, for example, directly when you can expect to hear back. A lot of people say don't do that under any circumstances, but I always recommend that to my clients. Ask your interviewer directly when you can expect to hear back. That'll reduce that worry trigger by a lot.
Here's an idea, and it works for many of my clients. Get a bridge job. Job hunting fatigue tends to strike, especially when you're in between jobs. The thought of how am I going to pay for my bills adds so much pressure on your job hunter period.
Taking on a bridge job or a temp or a gig hustle or a freelancing job can help you definitely to avoid burnout. I know, guys, gigs and part-time or freelancing jobs like, being a barista or maybe even a dog walker isn't really glamorous. I know that. I totally accept that. But I also know that it reduces the stress and worries about your finances. That plus getting out of the house on a regular basis definitely has a certain magic to it.
This one is hard for most of my clients, for most job hunters, but you need to step away from the computer. You're not improving the quality of your job hunting, your job search with your application output in the hundreds. If you obsess about the hours you spend in front of your computer or your gadgets, you're definitely going down the wrong path.
Step away from your computer and maybe set up a coffee date with someone you know, like a friend or a coworker. Or another thing you could do is you could reach out to someone in your network who works for a company that you're interested in. The point here is what you should really try to do is you should try to focus on one-on-one relationship building so you can actually cultivate real mutually beneficial contacts. That's the idea behind the whole thing. And a last thing that you can try to do is you can work with a career coach or a mentor who can help you to explore approaches to get you out of your job search rut, to get you out of your house. I've actually recently posted a podcast on the topic of career coach or mentor, or maybe even both. Go check it out on Apple Podcast or Spotify, or even easier, go to my socials for more on that topic.
Volunteer with a not-for-profit. Have you ever considered to volunteer for a not-for-profit? It's a great way to give back to the world around you, to the world around us. I live in Australia and we have an amazing volunteer culture. Most Australians at some stage in their life get involved in volunteering. I'm very proud to be a volunteer myself.
Volunteering will not only give you a break, it'll also add additional transferable skills and other experiences that you gain during the volunteering to your resume. It'll also expand your professional network, and believe it or not, guys, it might lead to connections with potential employers. I read about this almost every month somewhere in LinkedIn. There's some kind of a survey saying 1 in 5 employers have hired people or a candidate because of their volunteer experience showing in their resumes.
Pursue a hobby. Sometimes it's simply the best to do something completely different, to do something else. I often tell my clients, go out and pursue a hobby. Simple things like sports, cooking, arts, crafts, you name it. I'm sure you have your own ideas.
I suggest that you do something where you can meet new people and get out of the house. This way you can continue to build your personal or your professional network without it feeling like actual work. Guys, you never know who you'll meet when you do that. Maybe it'll be someone who works at that company that you're intending to apply for, or if you're super lucky, someone who works at your dream company.
Network with the right people. Invest your time and your energy into the recruiters, the hiring managers, and the employees in the areas of the companies in which you are looking to work, or the companies that you're intending to apply for. Networking is really important, so network with the right people.
Having conversations with people is definitely more rewarding than just constantly submitting your job applications through job site after job site. And it doesn't matter where you look, Seek, Indeed, Monster, wherever you are in the world. I always recommend that the better way is to network with the right people. So attend events, use professional online platforms, and try to make connections so you can actually build a relationship, or, for more formal words, build a rapport and network your way into the success that you're looking for. And another thing that I always tell every one of my clients, because there's a lot of confusion about what networking is. There's a lot of people with 1,000 LinkedIn connections. It's not about who you know. Guys, it's all about who wants to know you. That's networking with the right people.
Rebounding from fatigue comes in many forms, but here is one idea that I personally like a lot, and that is called launch a side project. One of the coolest rewards you can give yourself is to break up the job search time that you're spending every day. And it is the best way to start a side project, to maybe continue on a project that you have started or already started, or just start something completely new. But guys, don't confuse this one with gig hustling or side hustles or freelancing.
What I'm talking about here is a personal blog, maybe a video, a YouTube vlog, audio or video teaching on cool content sites like Udemy. You should really check it out. Or maybe do what I do, start a podcast or a social club or anything you decide that you want to build in your spare time. Side projects can definitely help enable your to sort of revitalize your inner creative genius and to increase your own confidence, which will then recharge you for your ongoing job search.
This is one of my favorites. Cheer someone else up. This one may sound a bit strange, especially when you're feeling down yourself. But if you cheer someone else up, it'll actually help you to rebound from your own situation, from your own job hunter fatigue. And I'll tell you why.
I know from research publications in positive psychology and also on a lot of sites that I'm subscribed to that one of the best ways to cheer yourself up is to make someone else happy. I do this for a living. I always have to motivate people, but I know the feedback I get from my clients is to cheer someone up is going to make yourself happy and is going to make that someone else happy. Try doing this by, maybe complimenting a friend, helping out a stranger, or finding some other way to make someone else's day just a little bit better.
Change your password. I'm not silly, I'm not being crazy here, and I'm not asking you to change your password for security reasons when you're job searching. I'm sure you guys have worked that one out. But it's an advice I'd like to give to all my clients, because if you change your password to something positive, it actually changes your mindset every time you're starting your job search. Here's how.
What I'm suggesting is that you change your password to your short-term goal or your long-term goal or anything or something that motivates you. Your password is the one thing that you enter, I would say, several times a day to log onto your computer, to log into sites, especially if you're job hunting. Most job hunters use the same sort of password for the different job sites. So it's a great way to start the day grounded in what's really important to you. And it's a great way to reiterate that importance all the time, every day, until you have to refresh to a new motivation passwords. And here are some examples of what my clients have used after I recommended it to them to change their password.
Treat yourself to a mental health day every week if you can. This is one of my very personal favorites. The best thing you can do is to take a mental health day. It's a free day every week where you give yourself time to think about the things you want to do for the week ahead. And here's how.
The secret here is not to schedule anything that day and, really think about what you want to do with your life. The reason why I always recommend a weekday is better than a weekend day is because for most people, weekends are busy. Plus, you feel so much better during the week. And having a day off work is a free day to read about things that would motivate you. They don't necessarily just have to be motivational books and things like that, but it's basically something that gives you real downtime which you wouldn't normally have.
Go out, meet people, enjoy life. Bold, decisive action is what will unlock doors to the life or the career that you always wanted. It won't happen if you're constantly sitting in front of your computer, if you're constantly job hunting, job searching. Try it, and I'm confident that you'll discover a completely new person in yourself.
At a certain point of your job search, you need to close your computer. Guys, you need to go outside, maybe take a class or catch up with a friend, or simple things. Attend an event, connect face to face with people who might be able to help you, whatever that kind of help is that you're looking for. When you actually find the confidence to do it, to really go out, that's when the real breakthrough and the change in yourself and in your whole job hunter fatigue occurs.
I'm not a psychologist, I am a job search coach, a career coach, but I know that you should try to explore and to find a silver lining. Job search can be exhausting. Job search, job hunting sucks. We all know that, and it's hard on your mental health and your well-being. There's nothing nicer, in my view, to revive or find a new hobby or maybe even new friends while you're in the job search, in the job hunt mode.
New hobbies or a new friend are definitely a great way to relieve job hunting fatigue and the stress that comes with it. And they also expand your horizon, and this is the best part, they actually have a long-lasting benefit. There are not that many times in your life where you have the time to explore new things, so I think you should really take advantage of the freedom while you have it.
Learn to unplug is one of the things I tell every client towards the end of almost every session I have with them. It's really important to find time for yourself, especially if the job search is exhausting you, if it's having a toll on your mental health, if you're suffering from job hunter fatigue. Too many job seekers, too many job hunters out there don't refresh their brains and are always online, always plugged in. Don't be one of them.
For a morning, maybe a day or a weekend, guys, turn off your phone, shut down your laptop. And this is one that I always recommend to all my clients. Try to eat your meals with the TV turned off. And another one is listen to music, but stay offline. In other words, don't use apps for it. Just really make it an effort to actively listen to music. When you return to the digital world after that, you actually feel completely different, kind of renewed and ready to dive back into that job search, into that job search situation that you have going on.
Thank you guys for watching this episode. I hope you found it useful for yourself. And if you like what you have seen, check out in my socials more on this topic. Comment, like, and if you know other job hunters, share my content, especially on the topic of job hunting, career changing, and freelancing. In the meantime, stay safe, hunt wisely, and always remember, whatever you do, always tick the right boxes.